tell me something outside of person, places, and things. That's crazy, that question, because we bring things down into people, places, and things. But when you experience and receive information or things that you've never been told before, you've never experienced or seen before on this planet, it's hard because this is why the master says to us, he has to raise us up gradually. And you know, when you are traveling outside of your physical body, you experience things that you have to bring back. And so he says he's giving us information which we have to bring down into information, because you're trapped within that we're trapped within the three-dimensional world, to the point where only a being that is outside of that will guide you in a particular way, and you have to be patient for him to raise us up in degrees. And so the best way of explaining or answering your question is that if you follow the man who knows, then you're. So I could easily answer that question and say, Parna Bab Yanun is outside people, places, and things, because he has spoken about and given us information and showed us things that no one else on the planet did, or that no one on the planet actually knows of or been to. So by you being in connection with him, you're already experiencing that until you get to that point where you can step outside people, places, and things. But we're dealing with that right now. This is what he's raising us to do, because the third dimension is, moving, and people are moving into the fourth dimension, which deals with the mental, and then you're moving into the fifth dimension all the way to, nine dimension or nine ether. So patience. But the point with that is, sometimes people will ask a question as if there's anybody else that can do it. Like, if you ask that question to people else or anyone in, say, religion, they can't do it. So it's got to be something where you can feel and experience, but can't really explain it without bringing it to people, places, and things. Um, that's right. Call no man master. Yeah, that's an important point. The master, call no man master. I know why you say that, and it's a good point. Who's this? Dark side. It's important. It's a good point, because the reason people don't like the word master is because they think of slavery and they think about someone else being superior to them. But the problem is people don't use the full titles. People shorten things, like instead of saying the master teacher, they will say the master. That's through laziness. So we're not saying he's our master like we're slaves under him, like in slavery. It's because people shorten the title the master teacher, which means he's the master at teaching. He's no one teaches like him. So people that hear the master, they always say, oh, I'm not, no one's my master. I'm not going under anybody. But when you're humble and you realize that, people can know more than you, it's not an egotistical thing. So yeah, it's important we say the full title to the master teacher. And then even that, because if you just typed Google Dr. York, you're going to get different people called Dr. York. It doesn't refer to Malachi Z.K. York. And it's a laziness that we have, where we shorten things. We even names. You give somebody a name like Robert, they'll start calling them Rob or Bob. So it's a thing where you have to be aware that, you're shortening things, which can then create a complete different, kind of misconception. Yeah. So thanks, Panama Angel, for clarifying that. But it's important. So he's the master teacher, the master at teaching. He's the master of many things because he has mastered those things. People go to university and get a master's degree and can say, I'm a master, because you have a master. but it doesn't mean that you're the master. Even if you've got 10 masters, there's going to be a master of masters, because even within the masters, there will be one who is the most high. All right. So yeah, that point is clear. We're not saying he's our master like some kind of slave master.